Call the meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Moore,
Here.
Councilman Neely,
Present.
Councilman Isili,
Here.
Councilman Pell,
Here.
Councilwoman McEnany.
Here.
All right, thank you. So we're going to start the work session with a review of the agenda for the January 27th meeting. At that meeting, we're going to have 4 public hearings. The first to consider amending Town Code Chapter 111, Article 6, construction in and adjacent to town waters and beach areas to prohibit the construction of private docks in the Peconic Bay. The second public hearing is to amend Chapter 111 in connection with special parking permits. The third public hearing will be to consider a change in non-conforming use at 60 South Country Road for Repair Machine Shop 2 office in the hamlet of Quiog. And the fourth public hearing will be to consider improvements to the Hampton Bays Water District pursuant to Town Law, Section 202-B. All right, so let's get started with the resolutions.
Great.
Ready? Resolution 212 of 2026, co-sponsored with Councilman Neely. Authorize supervisor to sign contract extension for invasive vegetative control and removal with Coastal Commercial Property Management, Inc. Town Board Resolution 208 of 2026, authorize supervisor to sign contract extension with J Mill Management, Inc. for the 2026 summer season for a concession at Ponquag Beach, Hampton Bays. Town Board Resolution 207 of 2026, co-sponsored with Supervisor Moore, authorize upgrade of infrastructure at 33 Beach Road, Hampton Bays, Shinnecock Dock from Source Pass Contemporary LLC using ESA and Omnia Partner contracts.
Resolution 2026-0205, authorize supervisor to sign 2026 contract with Suffolk County Office for the Aging to receive senior citizen nutrition program funding.
Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0204 to authorize payment of various utility company fees associated with the construction of the West Hampton Activity Center.
Town Board Resolution 203 of 2026, co-sponsored with Councilman Pell, authorize the supervisor to execute a license agreement extension with John Dunn of Shellworks LLC and West Robbins Oyster Company Incorporated for the use of a portion of the Conscience Point Marina in furtherance of aquaculture activities.
Is this where we relocated them, or are we
Yes.
moving them back? So this is, they're in their new location,
Yes,
and we're
right now.
extending the,
Yes.
okay.
Where the old clam boat used to be years ago. Chuck Slidell used to go in and out of there.
Thank you.
Safe harbor.
Resolution 2026-0202, authorize supervisor to sign any and all documents pertaining to the 2026 shopping assistance contract with Suffolk County Office for the Aging.
Resolution 2026-0130, co-sponsored with Michael. Authorized to award engineer design and permit service for trout pond culvert replacement and fish package to L.K. McLean and Associate Engineer Survey, DPC.
It's great that that's getting done.
So
Yes, that's
glad.
gonna be
Yeah.
an amazing project.
Okay, Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0126 to authorize the supervisor to execute a contract extension with Quag Sinclair for supply number 2 fuel oil service and repair.
Resolution 2026-0119, authorized purchase of a whale loader with grapple bucket from Komaski American Corp. using Sourcewell contract.
Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0116 to authorize purchases from Commercial Instrumentation SVC using the Suffolk County contracts. Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0104 to authorize purchases of industrial and commercial equipment and supplies from Choice Distribution, Telephone Consulting Services of Long Island Corp., Fastenal Company, HD Supply Facilities Maintenance, Home Depot USA, Lawson Products, and W.W. Granger.
Resolution 117 of 2026, authorize supervisor to sign a contract extension with Questmark Information Management, Inc. for printing and mailing of Hampton Bays Water District bills.
Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0028, co-sponsored by Councilmember Iacilli, to declare items surplus and authorize the disposal of vehicles. Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0175, to authorize the supervisor to execute a contract with Arcadis of New York, Inc., to provide additional professional municipal engineering design services for the Riverside Sewage Treatment Plant project. And this will take us through to bidding and awarding the bid on that project. So,
Wonderful.
Add me to that, please.
You could add me too.
Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0158, to authorize purchases of marine equipment and supplies from West Marine Products, Inc., using the Sourcewell contract. Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0211, to authorize the supervisor to execute cooperative agreements with neighboring villages for the town to provide fire investigation services.
Could you add me to that?
Thank you for your leadership on Riverside.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Very important.
Town Board Resolution 209 of 2026, authorize American Water Works Association membership renewal for Hampton Bays Water District Superintendent. That was co-sponsored with Councilman Neely.
Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0206, to authorize the purchase of local and cloud backup solution for town police and town hall from Software House International, Inc., using the Sourcewell contract.
Madam Clerk, I'll co-sponsor that, please.
Town Board Resolution 200 of 2026, authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with Jacqueline LaFazia to provide art class instruction.
Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0201, to retain David Arnston Esquire at the law offices of Voles and Vigliotta, PLLC, for all matters involving sand mines in the town of Southampton for 2026. Town Board Resolution ID number 2026-0210, to recall and amend Resolution number 2025-217, authorize the supervisor to sign any and all documents with PaySafe Payment Processing Solutions, LLC, for processing of fees for various programs.
Town Board Resolution 237 of 2026, recall and amend co-sponsored with Councilman Neely. Recall and amend Resolution 2024-150, authorize Univeris, Inc. to conduct an on-site visit to the Hampton Bays Water District for detailed discovery sessions with the Hampton Bays Water District office, administrative, and field staff members.
Resolution 2026-0157, co-sponsored with Cynthia McNamara. Recall amend Resolution 2025-1315, authorize supervisor to sign a contract to extend with Spectric Manufacturing, Inc. for closed top self-containers injection trailer with hydraulic roof openings.
Town Board Resolution 240 of 2026, notice to bidders for Poxbog Golf Center sanitary system upgrade.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0245, notice to bidders for Tupper Boathouse rehabilitation for the electrical construction.
Co-sponsor, please.
I'd like to do that, too.
There'll be 4 of these different contractors. Town Board Resolution 2026-0249, notice to bidders for the Tupper Boathouse rehabilitation for general construction.
Co-sponsor.
Myself, too.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0244, notice to bidders for the Tupper Boathouse rehabilitation mechanical construction.
Co-sponsor.
And Town Board Resolution 2026-0246, notice to bidders for the Tupper Boathouse rehabilitation for the plumbing construction.
Co-sponsor.
Okay, hold on one
Yes.
second, I'm just adding into the last one,
Oh,
let me
separate vote
catch up.
documents.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0226, which is a bond authorization for $500,000 for construction of the new town activity center at 393 Mill Road, West Hampton Beach. All these bond,
Could you add me to that, too?
These will all require a roll call vote when the time
Okay.
comes. Town Board Resolution 2026-0221, a bond authorization of $500,000 for construction or reconstruction of various town sidewalks.
Co-sponsor?
Myself, too.
I'll co-sponsor that, please.
They're all in the budget. Town Board Resolution 2026-0215, bond authorization of $700,000 for the renovation and remodeling of the existing Tiana Beach Pavilion.
Co-sponsor?
Myself, too.
Trying to get that done.
Councilman Pell, Councilwoman. No.
Yes. You can put me on all these, you can put me right down all these bonds.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0219, bond authorization of $800,000 for the reconstruction and replacement of existing bulkheads. Town Board Resolution 2026-0218, bond authorization of $925,000 for the improvements to various town-owned buildings. Town Board Resolution 2026-0217, a bond authorization of $1 million for upgrades to the town-wide daily and emergency radio communication system. Town Board Resolution 2026-0220, bond authorization of $1 million for the acquisition of road maintenance vehicles and related equipment.
Very important.
And Town Board Resolution 2026-0223, bond authorization of $1 million for the purchase of equipment and vehicles for waste management. Town Board Resolution 2026-0222, a bond authorization of $2,750,000 for the reconstruction of town roads.
Co-sponsor?
I'm sorry, that,
Town Board Resolution 2026-0216, a bond authorization of $4,100,000 for improvements to various town parks, playgrounds, and recreational areas. Town Board Resolution 2026-0214, a bond authorization of $410,000 for various special vehicles for the police department.
Co-sponsor?
Town Board Resolution 2026-0227, a bond authorization of $500,000 for the design and engineering plans for the construction or reconstruction of town-owned buildings and facilities. And this one will be used specifically for the new Justice Court. Town Board Resolution 2026-0224, a bond authorization of $1 million for the improvement of Hampton Bays Water District Phase 3 of the replacement of district water meters. And Town Board Resolution 2026-0225, bond authorization of $3,155,000 for the improvement of the Hampton Bays Water District. So that's the bonds. And Town Board Resolution 2026-0162, to amend the 2026-2030 capital budget and to add capital projects for the North Sea Park sidewalks. Town Board Resolution 2026-0164, to amend the 2026-2030 capital budget to add a capital project for the Ludlam Park courts. Town Board Resolution 2026-0165, to amend the 2026-2030 capital budget for the North Sea Park pickleball and bocce courts and transfer from the Park Reserve Number 6. Town Board Resolution 2026-0166, to amend the 2026-2030 capital budget and to add a capital project for the Justice Court secure door access system upgrade. Town Board Resolution 2026-0167, to amend the 2026-2030 capital budget to add a capital project for the Red Creek Park scoreboards. Town Board Resolution 2026-0168, to amend the 2026-2030 capital budget and to add capital project for town facilities upgrades. And I'm gonna check with Dorothy, because I thought that was for 200,000, but it's showing as 100. I'll let you know if it changes.
Town Board Resolution 247 of 2026 to amend the 2026 Park and Recreation fee schedule, which Kristen Doulis will be speaking to us about.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0186 to amend the 2026 adopted budget for the purchase of land.
Town Board Resolution 197 of 2026 to establish the East Quogue Park District Advisory Committee.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0240 to reappoint individuals to the Architectural Review Board. Town Board Resolution 2026-0242 to appoint Theodore Jankowski, Chair of the Architectural Review Board for 2026. Town Board Resolution 2026-0189 to reappoint individuals to the Board of Ethics. And I'm going to withdraw the Town Board Resolution 2026-0185 for now. Town Board Resolution 2026-0187 to reappoint individuals to the Conservation Board. And Town Board Resolution 2026-0188 to appoint Harry Ludlow as Chair of the Conservation Board for 2026. Town Board Resolution 2026-0194 to reappoint individuals to the Landmarks and Historic Districts Board. And Town Board Resolution 2026-0195 to appoint Stephanie Davis as Chair of the Landmarks and Historic Districts Board for 2026. Town Board Resolution 2026-0192 to reappoint individuals to the Public Safety Commission. And Town Board Resolution 2026-0193 to appoint Edwin Knight, Chair of the Public Safety Commission for 2026. Town Board Resolution 2026-0235 to reappoint Helen Burgess to the Southampton Housing Authority.
Resolution 2026-106, co-sponsored with Councilman Neely, to appoint the Disability Advisory Task Force for 2026.
Town Board Resolution 107 of 2026, appoint Office of Veteran Affairs for 2026. Town Board Resolution 112 of 2026, appoint Agricultural Advisory Committee for 2026.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0184 to appoint Edward Moneypenny, Chair of the Audit Advisory Committee for 2026. Town Board Resolution 2026-0183 to reappoint Cynthia Neely to the Audit Advisory Committee.
Town Board Resolution 111 of 2026, appoint Trails Advisory Board for 2026.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0190 to appoint a Water Quality Advisory Committee for 2026. Town Board Resolution 2026-0174 to authorize the settlement of the litigation matter Miller Anthony et al. Versus the Town of Southampton et al.
Resolution 2026-0228, sponsored by the whole board. Resolution to adopt amend Chapter 11 in connection with special parking permits.
Town Board Resolution 196 of 2026, co-sponsored with Councilman Neely. Public interest order in the matter of the increase and improvement of facilities of the Hampton Bays Water District pursuant to Town Law 202B. Town Board Resolution 132 of 2026, authorize the supervisor to sign the 2026 Cultural Arts and Recreation Grants. You're probably all going to want to be added to all of these.
Yes, co-sponsor, please.
The next several.
The entire board.
Yeah. Town Board Resolution 129 of 2026, which will be co-sponsored by the whole board. Authorize the supervisor to sign 2026 community program grants.
Yes, co-sponsor.
Myself.
Yeah, everybody. Just,
I'm just adding you all.
oh, yeah.
Town Board Resolution 128 of 2026, co-sponsored by the whole board. Authorize the supervisor to sign 2026 Hamlet Services grants. Town Board Resolution 131 of 2026, co-sponsored by the whole board, authorize the supervisor to sign the 2026 Human Services Grants.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0169, resolution to appoint a delegate to the New York State Association of Towns AOT 2026 Annual Meeting and Training School. And thank you, Councilwoman McNamara, for volunteering to do that. Town Board Resolution 2026-0233, a stipend for the Records Management FOIL employee. Town Board Resolution ID 0124, Carrie Papo to accept her resignation. Town Board Resolution 2026-0177 to accept the resignation of Melissa Cantor.
Sorry. Resolution 2026-120, attendance to the New York Town Association Tactical Officers Association Conference.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0125 to accept the resignation of Matthew Feldman. Town Board Resolution 2026-0127 to accept the resignation of Diana Stulsky. Town Board Resolution 2026-0133 to appoint Justin McConnell to sanitation helper in waste management. Town Board Resolution 2026-0121, the vacation carryover for 2025-2026 excess.
Resolution 2026-232, to attend the DCJS Pistol Instructor Course in Westchester.
Town Board Resolution 2026-0172, a notice of public hearing to consider the acquisition of 130 Old Riverhead Road West in the hamlet of Hampton Bays for the water quality purposes and to amend the CPF project plan and the CPF management and stewardship plan to include the property.
Could you add me to that, Cindy?
Myself too. Please.
And once we get this done, we'll be able to hire an engineer and get going with for Hampton Bays. Town Board Resolution 2026-0199, co-sponsored by the entire board. A notice of public hearing to consider the acquisition of 13 Cove Road North in the hamlet of North Sea, New York, and to amend the CPF management and stewardship plan to include the property.
Could you add me to that, Cindy? Oh, it is, we're all on that, never mind. No, it's never, fine, we're all on that one, no, it's good.
You want to be
Board
added to
Resolution
that.
2020, oh, we're all already on that.
Yeah.
2026-0173, a notice of public hearing to consider the acquisition of 3841 Lake Avenue in the hamlet of Northampton and to amend the CPF project plan and the CPF management and stewardship plan to include the property.
Co-sponsor, Madam Clerk.
Myself too. Yes.
Town Board Resolution 248 of 2026, notice of public hearing to consider enactment of Chapter 263 entitled Registration of Vacant Buildings.
I'd like to co-sponsor that.
Thank you. And that will be a public hearing on February 10th at 1 PM.
Resolution 2026-0001, notice of public hearing to consider the adoption of the Community Preservation Fund Water Quality Improvement Project Plan Update and expanded priority area maps for IA system grant funding eligibility. And the hearing for that will be held February 24th at 6 p.m.
Be added on to that too, please.
Yeah, that, me
Okay, I'm sorry, so 1, 2,
too. Yeah,
Please add me.
entire town board.
yeah, IA systems.
Why is she not adding?
Town Board Resolution 2026-0198 to authorize the acquisition of 1950 Meadow Lane in the Village of Southampton and to amend the CPF project plan and the CPF management and stewardship plan to include the property.
Co-sponsor.
All of us, yes, please. You want to be added to it?
CPF, yes, please.
I think that's the only property got so much, what we bought.
Yeah, I'll say. Town Board Resolution 2026-180 is a road review application for Maria Pashayan. Suffolk County Tax Map number as indicated, Situate at Hampton Bays is accepted. And Town Board Resolution 2026-0179, road review application for Anthony DeFilippis, Suffolk County Tax Map number as indicated, Situate at North Sea is accepted. And Town Board Resolution 2026-181 is a road review application for Patricia Stewart, Revocable Trust, Suffolk County Tax Map number as indicated, Situate at Flying Point is accepted. And then I have 3 add-ons. The first is Town Board Resolution 2026-0252 to appoint Marcelo Juarez to sanitation helper in waste management. The second is 2026-0253 to appoint May Mullaney to assistant town engineer position in municipal works. Amazing. Tom's thrilled. As soon as I get her resume, I'll circulate it. And Town Board Resolution 2026-0255 to authorize the supervisor to sign documentation regarding an offer of future dedication of an easement area.
Thank you. You did a good test run with this 155-page agenda on our new system. So far, so good.
Yeah, for you, with all the bond resolutions, you don't have the electronic voting.
Not yet. Got to get through the first phase, and then we'll
Now, it's the biggest thing, you have to get everyone to hand in the resolutions on time.
Well, we need to work on those
we'll work
deadlines.
on that.
Yes. Next week.
I'm hoping we'll
Next
do
week.
better next time. It's a work in
Learning
progress.
curve, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that brings us to our first presentation from Kristen Doulos, our Director of Parks and Recreation. We're going to talk about fee schedules, permits, and the function as an enterprise fund.
Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning. Thanks for coming to join us.
Is ready for the spring?
Yes, we are.
It's coming after
Barely
the
had
snowstorm.
time to catch your breath.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Materials here. Here we are.
Oh, I thought we were having a walk-on, an add-on to apply for another grant for the Hampton West Park.
Thank you.
It wasn't ready, so it will be a walk-on
Oh,
on
okay.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Kristen is always very well prepared. No, you are.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Okay, so there are 2 resolutions on the coming town board meeting. One is a public hearing will be held on amending the town code to change the section where it allows for some non-residents to receive a resident permit. And the other resolution is to amend our fee schedule structure. So in front of you, I gave you our annual beach report. This is a copy of the resolution with the proposed changes. We're looking to implement an early bird rate because we're having issues with staffing a lot of our east beaches. So really, this is
A lot of our what beaches?
our beaches located in the eastern portion
Oh,
of town.
eastern.
Also, we collect a lot of cash, so it's for safety purposes. We've been trying to move towards taking the cash out of the beaches, so we're trying to encourage people to purchase their permit pre-season, online or in our office locations. So if they do it pre-season, they get it at the rates that were adopted for 2026. Then after May 23rd, when we start staffing our beaches, it would go up about $5 for resident and senior rates, a little bit more for non-resident full season rates.
What's the date on that?
May 23rd, that's Memorial Day weekend Saturday. So once we start selling at the beaches, that's when the rate would go up. We really want to drive people to our online system. That's our passport system. That also connects with the license plate reader technology. So this is like another step towards that push of going towards digital permitting as well, which is, again, really important for a few reasons, but one of the challenges I again foresee coming this summer is staffing in the eastern part of the town. We already know there's, at least 2 beach managers who aren't returning. We deal with seasonal employees who oftentimes are college students who they work for us for a couple of years and then they move on with their, next chapter of life. And it's a job that requires a big learning curve. It takes a lot of training. It's tough to get people in and out for a season, and getting from the western part of the town to eastern part of town, we all know is a challenge. Every single one of our managers at our 5 East beaches lived in the western part of town. So we've been trying to make efforts to recruit more people who live in the eastern part of town, but we just have challenges. This has been historic challenges, not just since I've been here. You could ask former park superintendents and they will tell you the same thing. I'm sure there's a few reasons for it, but it continues to be an issue. So this summer, we're also going to have every parking lot will be have the parking by app for daily permits. So again, we're building out the digital system, trying to encourage people to get their permit ahead of time so that we don't have a mad rush at the beaches, which will help us reduce the amount of staffing needed at the beaches ultimately, and start moving us towards where we want to be with the system and getting cashless.
Kristen, just to give everybody and the people that are watching some idea of the scope of what you have to do every spring, about how many people do you have to hire for a summer?
All seasonal employees, about 200.
Wow.
Sometimes more. It's about 110 lifeguards, typically about 60 to 70 beach attendants, about 30 rec staff, and park attendant staff. So there's a whole onboarding process that has to occur every year. Everybody has to come through annual training and orientations. And then it's, trying to get people in to train when they're either,
Still in school.
yeah, finishing high school, not available really until 4th of July a lot of times, or coming out to their second homes and not out here until July. So it's very difficult, especially this requires, having to be able to identify proper proof of residency. Sometimes the documents are pretty complicated. We're trying to clean up that process as well because we know a lot of homes are in LLCs and corporations now. A 16-year-old kid trying to connect the dots on.
I know we had said something about potentially doing credit card only at the beach locations if your car was registered to a local address. Anything where you needed further proofs, you'd have to go to the office?
Yes. And
I think that makes a lot of sense.
we have drafted all our new instructions, and we wanted to get through these amendments before we posted all the updated information. So we're hoping, in the next week or two, that can happen. But yeah, we're trying to drive more people to have to come into our office locations if it's an overly complicated form of residency, because it causes lines at the beaches. We have people arguing. We have people who each have 5% share in an LLC, coming in to get resident beach permits. So we're really trying to, specify what we'll accept and what they'll need to do. And again, try to make it where it's not so onerous at the beaches and doesn't require so much staff and so much management backup.
And I just want to say, Kristen and some of her staff came in, and I sat with them and Katie Garvin, and we went through, and even Katie, as an attorney, was amazed by the lengths that her staff goes through to give people the benefit of the doubt and help them prove that they do have ownership. I mean, you're talking condos, LLCs, living trusts.
Yeah.
The amount of documentation that they were telling us that they verify was amazing to me, because I would think you would need a law degree at that point. So, I mean, to have, you know, an 18-year, 17-year-old at the beach trying to verify LLC documentation, to me, you've got to go into the office with that.
Or encourage online is what you're also pushing
Yes,
here.
because online, we
Upload.
can verify online, we can respond to you and say, we need this document, that document, and then we will mail you the permit.
I like that, and I also like the concept of the early bird rate. But let me ask you, Kristen, the $50 per vehicle for full season parking permit for residents, that $50 fee matches the 2025 fee.
Yes,
What
yeah,
was
I'm sorry, we haven't increased the resident permit fee since 2022. So,
What was it in 2022?
well, in 2022 it was 50, but from 2016 to 2021 it was 40. So we would keep it at 50, but that's the preseason rate. We're also participating in the PaySafe program, which is where the credit card surcharge fees get passed through to the customer. So if you come into our office preseason to buy a permit, it will be $50 plus the 3% credit card fee if you're paying by credit card. But the cash discount is $50, and so on for each permit. At the beaches, we would be accepting credit card only. Right now, we collect about $500,000 to $600,000 in cash at the beaches. We would accept credit card only, and that fee would also, the credit card surcharge fee would also get passed through to the customer, 3% on top of that.
So you've got increased safety by not taking cash, and you've made the accountability much more verifiable for transactions.
Yes, I don't want to speak too specifically to our procedures at the beaches, but, you
don't
know,
wanna get
I do feel there's vulnerability there, and it's always been a concern of mine.
Right.
That's a good point. So one of the things that again, if this seems to be a structure that works for you, especially as you're transitioning to a more digitally focused system, and I think that's great. I just wonder if, you know, the early bird rate being last year's rate could be adjusted to be more incentivizing for people to get the rate earlier, as well as the senior resident rate, which is going to go up $5. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but, you know, for seniors who really want to enjoy the parks, I wonder if maybe that could be adjusted, and we can offset that with some of the costs that are associated with the non-resident rates.
So what would you suggest?
Well, I'm wondering if maybe we would, you know, cut the $5 off of the senior rate for 45 per vehicle, and
Keep
maybe
it at 40 for
maybe
the
keep
whole.
it 40, or maybe provide a more incentivizing early bird rate for seniors, and then increase the non-resident rate. Let's see which one is it here? It's the 5. So it's 500 per vehicle that we're offering for an early bird rate. Maybe that goes up a little bit, and the park season rate goes up another $5 to offset those costs.
I would only be concerned to do that because if you start reducing the resident and senior rates from where they've been, we might start jeopardizing our budget, which is an enterprise fund, because the majority of the permits we sell are resident and senior permits. About 28,000 of them out of 43,000. So I'd have to crunch those numbers out, but I am a little concerned about going lower than the base rate than we've been.
Michael, if you wanted to do that, I think you're better off doing it on the other side.
What do you mean?
Instead of like, you know, it's 50, the peak season, instead of being 55, make that 60 and keep the early bird at 50. To make it more, you know,
For which one? For resident permits?
I would go down to doing all of them, you know, preseason rate.
The only thing I did want to
Early bird
ask about, though,
and
was the senior parking permits. I would like to I know we want to do an early bird, but I would like to leave that at 40 regardless.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's kind of, all right. So let me crunch some numbers out and see if we could make it up in other ways.
But that's just leaving it the same and not adding
Yeah, I'm
the
just
5.
hesitant to change that base rate to go lower because it's been at that base rate for some time.
Yeah, once you go low, it's hard to come back.
Yeah, I'd rather tinker with it, you know,
Cut
in
off
other
one on the-
ways.
On the other side, go up on the other side.
Okay, so, I'll work out some numbers and I'll follow up with you guys to see,
For our
you
meeting
know,
on
if
Tuesday.
there's. Yes,
Yeah, just because I just feel, we don't want to give people too much. I mean, and again, I know it's, at first glance here, it's $5, but, for seniors, that might be something that could, they're hardworking taxpayers, and if we could try to provide a little more incentive somehow, that would be good. I appreciate that, Kristen.
so that is the fee schedule amendments that I'm looking to propose. Are there any
And
other
then
questions
The
on
only
that?
other thing I would do is on the non-resident permit, that's $500 for the early bird, and then it only goes up to $515. I would make that $550.
I agree. That's, if we can make up the costs, to make it easier for
And I think
full-time residents.
making our
and-
non-residents get them, or do you think that would discourage some people from buying those permits, $50?
Well, the other piece of this, which I don't have on this sheet, but if you look at the online rates stay steady. So they could still go online and get it at that lower rate because online, first of all, we don't want to make online the most expensive option because we're trying to encourage people to buy online. But online, you get a $225 service and license fee plus 3% credit card fee. So if you start raising it, it starts going higher than if you're buying it in person. And
What's the fee?
it's $225 plus 3%.
To buy online.
Yes. So that's kind of why we try to keep it so that even when it's in peak season, that the online rate falls somewhere in between. Like online resident permit would be $53.82 in peak season. Whereas it would be 55 at the beach or in the office.
I'm going to tell you this right now, I almost don't do this with Kristen because she usually has it all figured out before we
Yeah.
have our conversation.
That's what I think. Because the trustees, we did this years ago with the trustees on their permits, and at first people complained, but for the four-wheel drives on in the parking, and actually it worked out very well.
Well, that's not much of an incentive then. It's like $1.20 or something,
Yes, once you're in season, it's $1.20, and it
The convenience.
pre-season, it's still more expensive than the in-person option.
So the online rates will remain the same no matter what.
Yes, because we were trying to keep them lower than what it would cost when you're buying it in peak season, but it would be more expensive than the pre-season.
So knowing-
Although, yeah,
Knowing that you can go online and get it for the same price, I wouldn't, the one at the beach for 55, I'd have no problem making that, like Bill said, 60.
Yeah.
Knowing that you can go online and you can get it for the $50.
Throughout the season.
Yeah.
You
Right?
do that throughout
more
the
of an
season?
incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you keep the online rate steady. That's
Steady.
what we're looking to
The
do.
whole season?
And then, so peak season would become 60 for resident. 60 for resident, right?
And I would actually change the title of peak season rate. I would
To
to like
on-site.
on-site and push online. If you want to save money, go online.
Office,
So
but really
It'd
you
be
want,
like in person,
yeah.
Or in
essentially.
person, yeah.
I kind of like and I think Michael said, the early bird discount rate, like turn it around. you know.
Yes,
One's a discount, the other is,
like the cash discount, yeah.
right?
Okay.
And
so-
Kristen, just remind me, because I've ordered online before, but I can't remember, when they order online, are they able to actually print it then, or do you then mail it out to them,
We
right?
mail it.
Right.
We mail it and we pay for the postage fees.
What color is it going to be?
Oh, now you're testing me. I let the office staff usually
flip
pick
a
that,
coin.
and I don't recall. I want to say maybe like a teal color, but
okay.
don't quote me on
They
that.
order it online, they get it in like 4 days or something, folks. As I
Yeah,
remember,
it
my
could
experience
vary.
was it was
Yes.
pretty quick.
We try to turn it around extremely quick. I would say, at most 2 to 4 weeks.
Right.
How can you say, instead of peak, in person, when the early bird is also in person? So how are you distinguishing if you change the peak season rate to,
We're just keeping it peak season, not in.
Early bird special should be online,
Well,
because you want
Yeah.
people to go online,
Make
early
pre
bird and online.
yeah, and online.
But then in season, it would go up. Well,
Yeah, this makes sense.
Instead of
It's-
saying peak, just say in season.
in season, is that better
Yeah.
language?
Early bird and whatever for the other, and
So it'd be like an early bird discount, essentially.
Right.
So we want to
You
keep
still-
senior the same, though.
Keep them 40 across
You
the
still
board.
want to focus people on going online doing it.
so
So
anytime,
somehow
yeah,
you gotta put that in
anytime you buy it online or in person before the 22nd, the rates are the same. And it's
Yeah.
only when you show up
At the
At the
beach.
beach.
But you,
that it goes up.
but
Or
you,
in
After
our
that
office
date.
after that, yeah.
Oh, office and beach, yeah.
Yeah.
you want to say that online's the same price, the cheaper price all year. Because how you said it, that means in season, the online goes up.
Yeah, make it the clear best choice, yeah.
You want to push online, that should be on top.
Okay, I'll tinker with these a little bit and I'll recirculate this.
So are we gonna increase the resident vehicle to 60 for in-season?
And we would keep online at 50. Senior would remain at 40. Full season, non-resident, I think we're looking to increase that to like
I say
550,
Big jump.
550.
525, 550.
I feel like 50 is a big jump.
525.
525 is still a $25 increase.
Yeah.
Okay, so the employees that don't live in the town get it for 80, but the other people, can you live anywhere and come? Or is it within a certain
If you live,
geographic range?
if you're a town resident?
No,
I mean, a town employee?
no, anybody, non-resident, the non-resident.
Oh, non-resident, yeah, anybody.
Even somebody in New Jersey or Connecticut.
Yep.
But they have to pay a few dollars more.
Yeah. Please use and daily parking, you can live anywhere, right? You just show up and.
Yep. The daily parking is done through the parking app, so that rate is staying the same, which is $40 a day. We did amend the fee schedule to add in a preseason daily parking rate of $20 a day versus the in-season $40 a day.
Yeah. It's confusing because in-season here is May, Memorial Day, but then over here, preseason is,
Yeah, because May 15th is when the parking restrictions go into place, whereas May 23rd is the first day we have staff at the beach, because it's Memorial Day weekend.
Because there's a lot of code what goes for, you would have to change a lot, tremendous amount of,
because that's why you put peak season, not in-season.
Kristen, if I could just jump into the
What do you have
details of your
against peak
report.
season to distinguish it from
I
the
just-
in-season?
doesn't sound right.
Could it be like late bloomers? I mean, it's like,
Peak season makes total sense. It's the peak summer season.
I'm fine with it, but I think it should be changed.
Peak is back. We'll see if, come up with anything
Sounds like a
else.
ski lodge.
Or you want to just do Memorial Day to Labor Day? Oh,
Well,
no, because that wouldn't capture that weekend.
yeah. I like,
and it goes through May 15th, September 15th, so it does go past Labor Day.
And sunset daily parking, so if you show up after 5, is somebody gonna be at the beach to collect that?
No, it's an app, parking app. So it's, rather than paying the 40 that you would have to pay for daytime, where you'd have restrooms and lifeguards, et cetera, you can come in the evening for $20 still.
Because the police patrol. Okay.
And that, when did we
Non-resident
start
Marine
that?
Park.
Do you know?
The
Late evening or whatever you call it.
We adopted it last year, but we didn't really put it into effect. So I don't think we've actually done the sunset rate as of yet. This would be the first year. And Long Beach is one of the main places where we get a lot of people who come in the evening.
I
and
love
we-
the sunset there.
And we had a lot of
Beautiful.
complaints from residents that there were a lot of people there without permits. I told them that we do have a parking app now, so you may not see a permit on their car. And as far as I know, the traffic control was patrolling that pretty regularly in the evenings.
What's the status of the legislation we passed last year with the road end beaches? I thought that we had put a resolution through to put up signs that, you know, no overnight parking and stuff like that.
Yeah, what we did last year is we amended everything to be May 15th to September 15th.
Right.
I think it was 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the main beaches, and then 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the road ends.
Right.
And so all that signage was put up, that was put into place
So
before
it's all
last
uniform
summer.
now.
I haven't, are we sure we got every single site?
If there's one you didn't, let us know. And
Okay.
Anything that's under Parks and Rec purview.
Not trustee?
Well, and the trustee
thought
roads
they-
that we sell, that our permits are accepted on.
Okay.
There may be
Got it.
some outlying
Right.
road ends that aren't in the town code.
Might be
I do want to
the
revisit.
Baysides.
I do want to revisit the town code on some of those restrictions we put in during COVID and rescind some of those.
I was just gonna say, one of, my last acts, as the traffic safety was working with Kristen and several people
Right.
during COVID to greatly expand the number of road ends where the restrictions, we didn't have them on a lot of the roads that we now have them on.
Yes.
Because of that inundation during COVID. so-
And now that that's over with, a lot of the residents want that free reign to go to those beaches back.
Right.
So we had made it April 1st to September 30th, I think, on a lot of those. And what we did is we made everything uniform from May 15th to September 15th last year because we had like 7 different road conditions across the town. So it stayed on those roads that were added during COVID. It just made all the timelines uniform.
Okay, but maybe we do need to
Go back.
revisit some of those.
Some of them.
Yeah.
So what about Marine Park? Why is that singled out?
It's a county.
That was deeded to the town by Suffolk County, and part of the deed is that we have to make it available to all Suffolk County residents at like a reasonable rate. So that's why that's kind of a different rate than everything else, and that's where the old Ponquag Bridge fishing pier is. So people can go and fish there and park there with that permit if they're Suffolk County residents. If they're launching a boat from there, they still have to get the trustee boat launch permit.
People get confused over that.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of different.
And some people can, like if you're a Suffolk County resident, you can park there and you can walk over to Ponquag.
So we have to keep the
Yes,
rates
on the other side of the
reasonable.
bridge.
We have to keep the rates reasonable pursuant to that agreement with the county.
Yes,
That's the parking lot on the north side?
it's on the south side of the bridge.
So you don't have to walk over the bridge to go to Ponquag, you just walk across
No.
the.
Oh, I thought you said there's the other
Oh,
lot
no,
that you
no,
could
no,
walk
no.
over
That's
the bridge.
free.
That's
Yeah.
the north side of the bridge, which that currently has no parking restrictions on it.
I'd like to keep it that way.
We just have trouble with the people from the restaurant,
Yeah.
as Ronnie knows. He's shaking his head. He can't wait.
Now, what's the incorporated village? Is this subject to change here?
So that is the other amendment. That's the amendment to the town code that there's the public hearing on, and
Right.
I think there's a notice of adoption also. That would remove the ability for East Hampton residents who live in Sag Harbor Village to obtain a permit at a resident rate.
Can you talk about the rationale behind why that's being considered?
Well, I think first and foremost, they're not residents of the town, so they have, they're East Hampton residents, they get the perks of living in East Hampton town and access to those beaches. But for us, we sold 245 of those permits last year, so rather, it would have been about 122,000 in revenue versus 12,000 in revenue. But it's not just the revenue, it's the capacity at these beaches on the east end. Mecox Beach, Scott Cameron, Sagmean, those were beaches that they were given access to with that permit. Also Long Beach, which they would still be able to access at the resident rate, because that's a deeded beach to Sag Harbor Village residents in addition to town residents.
So the Foster Memorial is not included in this amendment.
No,
So
they
they
would
would still be able to actually get the resident rate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so it just amends it to take those, access to those ocean beaches off.
Okay.
Well,
Those
but
are,
not removing access, but they could pay the non-resident rate if they
well,
wanted.
that's a good point, yes, they could pay a daily rate, they could buy a non-resident full season permit. Scott Cameron is a resident-only beach, so they wouldn't have access to that no matter what. Or they could get dropped off at any beach. Our permits are to park a vehicle in a parking lot. Anybody can get dropped off, take an Uber. We're not restricting access to the beaches. But these beach parking lots have lines down the street every weekend. Christine knows, and I think that residents should have the first
Crack at it.
preference.
100%.
Especially that they were being given access to Scott W. Cameron, which is a town resident. It's the only town resident beach in the town of Southampton. So
And there's
that's
only
kinda
about
crazy.
60 parking spaces there, and then you add in the staff and lifeguards that are working.
It gets crowded very quickly.
Yes.
That's why so many people were happy when we just purchased the house on the beach, to make
Another beach.
Better access.
headache for you now.
So, we changed the resident parking permit to 60, from 50 to 60. So should we do the same thing for the Long Beach?
Yes, yeah, that would,
Everything matches.
Make it
remain
60.
consistent with the resident rate, whatever we change that to.
So again, East Hampton residents who live in the village of Sag Harbor will be able to get a resident rate
Non-resident.
It's a Long Beach.
Yeah.
to Long Beach only.
Yes.
But not Scott Cameron.
Not Scott Cameron, Mecox,
Got
or
it.
Sagmean, which is what they've had the ability
Got
to.
it. Thank you, Kristen, for your
But
clarification.
unlike, East Hampton, where there's only a limited number of non-resident permits, where you just saw the article online where people are literally waiting online or lining up to get them, we're unlimited, so you can always.
For the village.
That's for East Hampton
Yeah.
Village? Well, yeah, they were just saying they were lining up because there's only give a limited number of non-resident permits, so it's,
And they're more expensive than ours. I think East Hampton Town may only sell a limited number of full season
How many,
non-resident as well.
apologies, how many replacement permits are you actually, those requests, how many are you getting a year?
I think I have that in the report. I don't recall off the top of my head. It's a decent amount, because the permits themselves, cost money to print because they
Right.
have holograms and,
I mean, you have to break your window of your car or something to need a replacement or total your car. I
yeah,
would think.
basically, 'cause as soon as you rip it off,
well, as
it
Chris said,
voids it.
people that get in car accidents literally come in with a piece of their window with the sticker on it.
It happened. I don't know that off the top of my head, but I could get you that information.
They are kind of hard to steal.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We've had counterfeits, though. We've had,
Trustees had counterfeits.
we've had people alter registrations. We've seen a lot. People would be surprised, and that's why sometimes they get upset that we are stringent in our proof of residencies, but, we have seen a lot of people try to alter documents to get that resident permit.
I just want to say, last year, we did give out to military, veteran, fire department, and EMTs, 1,451 permits were
Right.
given out for free, so.
Yeah, that's good.
Important to note that, yeah. And just kind of along those same lines, I think, again, for those that aren't able to look at this information, sold 16,544 resident full season, 10,483 senior resident full season,
When do you plan on?
Councilwoman McNamara said the veterans, 1,400 there. We sell a lot of permits and give
That's
to
just the veterans, the 14?
veterans,
1,400 is all
EMT.
of the ones we give away for free.
Right.
With the fire and EMS, that's active duty people, right?
Yes,
It's like
Not
volunteer.
retirement?
Correct. It's
as while you're serving.
Yeah.
And there was some confusion about that, I think, last year but it's active duty.
That's what we're following. That's how the original resolution was written. So that's what
Okay.
we've been following.
I have a very important question, because hopefully there's lots of people watching this. When can they go buy their beach sticker, so they get it at the cheaper rate?
Well, once we have these adopted, we should be able to start selling, I would say, no later than March 1st.
Oh, excellent.
March 1st, you
Yeah.
can go get your
Online?
online or in person.
Yes, we will make sure that information is blasted out and, press release and.
They also
On the
come here
website.
certain days and sell them here, so people on the east side can just.
Oh,
go to
here?
town
So
hall.
preseason, we sell 2 days a week here in Town Hall.
Oh, great.
We sell
In the
one day-
auditorium?
Yep. We sell at West Hampton Library one day a week, and we sell at Bridgehampton Senior Center one day a week.
Wonderful.
Let's think, next year, you can go to West Hampton Senior Youth.
I was already thinking about that, yeah. Because initially, we thought we'd have to put an Ethernet into the new credit card machines, and I said, oh, I wish the town building was up and running, but now, turns out we could get a wireless one.
When you used to have something about in the East Hampton residents that, they can purchase a full non-resident parking permit. But you took that language out. Did you want to still have it in there, or is it not necessary?
No,
Because they know
because-
they're not residents.
What that did, that gave them a discount on full season permits. I think we should just charge whatever the rate is for all non-residents.
And we sold 1,155 of those last year, so.
We don't have to say, and you can buy at the full rate. I mean, they'll figure that out.
Right, because then they would just defer to the non-resident full
Yeah.
season parking rate. So, overall, we sold, I think it was 45,000 permits approximately.
What does that mean? I know what it means to say
43,000.
that the prices don't reflect the credit card surcharge fees, but what does it mean about additional licensing and service fees?
That's the $2.25 you pay when you purchase it online.
Oh, okay.
So,
And the 3% is the credit card surcharge fee.
yes. And, it's just the way things are going. Anything I buy now, I sign up for my son up for Little League, I buy a cup of coffee, all these surcharge fees are being passed through. I think we're paying right now about $80,000 a year in credit card surcharge fees, and that's equivalent to a lot of staff, even a full-time staff member. So,
Well, I just want to say, Kristen, that first of all, I appreciate your flexibility in looking at this to help out our residents. Secondly, I just want to say you do a phenomenal job putting this all together in such an organized fashion.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate the explanation, and you've thought it out very well, and
Yes.
it seems like we all agree to the changes you've recommended.
Yeah, and please pass my regards on to Daryl as well. We know you both work very well together and
Thank you.
both work very hard.
He's working diligently on the capital projects as we speak, so.
Good.
John,
Yeah,
don't forget about my friend John.
John, yes, and Gina, we have a
Your
lot
whole
of,
staff,
a lot
yeah.
of great people, and
Be
I tell
there
you, they're working their tails
March
off.
1st for my
Okay,
beach sticker.
The reason why I wanted Kristen to give you guys all this breakdown of the costs and the revenues and all of that is because, there's been questions in the past from CACs, from other groups, that we, give more discounted permits or we give free permits. And the only way to do that is to make the taxpayers at large pay to run the beaches. Right now, they are an enterprise fund. They generate the revenue that runs the lifeguards, the concessions, all that stuff. So, if that's something that everyone truly wants to look at, we then would have to really think about it and work on it for next year. And then we would also have to pass on that cost to the
someone else.
taxpayers at large.
High school and college students don't pay. When you say school, you mean high school?
That's if they ask for a permit to do research or something. They pay for a beach parking permit. That's if they come with and want a facility use permit to do like shellfish monitoring
Oh,
or
courtesy.
something like
So,
that.
So
yeah.
Kristen had it in the back too, like Quag Wildlife Refuge, Suffolk County Parks, beach concessions, all these things that get, special circumstances, no charge permits, which is great.
So that's what that is. It's not a full season parking permit. It's
Wonder how
just
many-
like a facility use.
How many kids are gonna come to you with research projects now?
Well, yeah, they have to be during certain times and times of the day, and so it's not like I'll just ask for one and hang out on the beach all day. That wouldn't happen. But,
No one's taking advantage of you,
No,
Kristen.
no. But as Cindy said, it is an enterprise fund, so, that's why when minimum wage increases and our lifeguard contractual fees increase, I then have to think about how are we making that up on the revenue side, because otherwise more taxes would have to get injected into this cost center, and very minimal taxes are in it right now. So, and also debt service gets paid down on certain, capital improvement projects at the beaches. We have dumping fees because we do garbage pickup at all the beaches. We have, a portion of our, one or two of our full-time staff members get paid out of the beaches. So it's, you start, tinkering with the permit rates, it does affect the, the balance of the revenue and the expenses.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, well done.
Good explanation.
Thank
Appreciate everything you do.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks, Kristen.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you, you too. Stay warm.
Yes.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you.
And I see Poxabog renovations have started.
Yes,
Thank
they
you for
have.
that in
Yes,
advance.
Yes, we're very excited, a long time in the making, so,
And since you're here and we're talking about Poxabog, it was a question, we did put that out to bid again, and so we can tell the public that the winning bid on that is the gentleman who is operating it, which a lot of the residents were
That's what
hoping
they
he was
wanted.
gonna stay.
Yes.
So he
Does a
is.
nice job.
Yeah.
he had a lot of letters of support also in his packet from village board members, from members of the community. So, yeah, it's people like the mom and pop feel, and we're not trying to recreate anything. We're just fixing her up, and new siding, new floors, make it ADA accessible.
New septic?
New septic.
Yes. Which is very important because, it's an
Oh,
older
yeah.
system. Yes. Is it going to reopen? Memorial Day weekend, it's supposed to be finished by.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Thank you.
And,
Be in line.
and they're on schedule right now. So,
Great, great to
Yep.
see.
the snow isn't helping, but, a lot of the work is interior right now, so
That's good.
we're doing okay.
Good,
Thank you so much.
thanks.
Thank you, Kristen.
So that brings us to our updates.
Sorry, Kristen. That reso adoption is not on, so if you wanna ask Katie to put it on as a
I
walk-on.
will, and I have to, I'll sort it out with Sunday.
For the
about
beach
the
parking? For the beach parking?
Yeah.
That is on.
No, for the rescinding of the changing the town code for that permit. The Long Beach one.
I thought it was on.
The public hearing notice is on, I didn't see the
I
reso.
wasn't
Adoption
here for
is
the
on for
beginning,
chapter
so I didn't
111,
know.
parking, yes. Page,
Well, I'll
it's
double
page
check
111,
on it.
page 111.
Okay. I must have read it and missed it.
Thank you.
I'll double check on that anyway.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kristen.
All right, so that brings us to our updates, and we've got our Ryan Murphy's been waiting patiently, our town public safety administrator.
Ironically, it's chapter 111 and it's page 111.
Director Murphy.
Hey, you knew the page.
Hey, Ryan,
Hey, Ryan.
Ryan?
You can tell Mark he's next.
Well, it works out good that I'm following Kristen and Charlie and Mark are here because probably the two busiest departments in the town when it comes to snow removal are highway and parks maintenance. So just putting it on the radar for anybody that's listening, and just to get out in front of it. We'll probably start doing some notify me weather updates as of later today. The forecast has remained relatively consistent, but before today it was still a little bit further out for confidence in things. We are seeing numbers that look like we're going to get 13 or so inches on Sunday, potentially another 3 or more on Monday, still potentially another, 2-ish on Tuesday. So getting the current forecast out there on people's minds. We want to make sure that people stay off the roads if at all possible during this. Highway does an excellent job, the crews that are out there, keeping the roadways open, but the more obstacles they have to get around in the process of trying to do that, whether it's drivers on the roads, whether it's cars left out on the roads, the harder it makes the job. So, while the snowstorm is happening, we encourage people to stay off the roadways. We encourage people to get their vehicles out of the roadways if they're normally there. Just to make sure that the plows don't have these obstacles out in the roadways to try and get around. Make plans now, if you have challenges shoveling, make your arrangements to try and have snow removal on your own property handled if you need that to occur. We always get calls from people that, the snow's at the base of their driveway because that's what happens. We can't move it out of the roadways and not push it somewhere at the same time. So expect that there's going to be piles of it, and if we get 13 inches of snow, those piles are they're going to mount up, right? So what you might normally be able to handle might not be what you can handle on this storm. So seek assistance now, line it up, recruit your neighborhood children to come and help shovel out your driveways. Whatever you can do, make the plans now. Now's the time to make the plans. But also, we want to kind of get out on the radar of possibilities as well, that we might be looking at delays or closures. That might be a town delays and closures. That might be school delays and closures. We'll have those conversations with the local superintendents as we get a little bit closer to time for Sunday into Monday. But if we are looking at 13 inches of snow on Sunday and another 3 or 4 on Monday, expect those possibilities and just kind of make arrangements accordingly, and stay tuned to the news, any closures. The schools do a great job of getting the information out there, obviously, if they're going to do any closures, whether it's through their calling post mechanisms or getting it out onto the news. But we'll put it up onto the town website and social media if we have any kind of delays or closures associated with the snow event as well. So just kind of putting it out there so that this isn't kind of creeping up on anybody as a surprise when it happens. We've had a couple of good years, and nature's making it up to us this year so far, it seems like, unfortunately.
And the temperatures are going to be pretty frigid, right?
Temperatures are going to be cold, and temperatures are going to be
Stay cold.
following the snow. It's always great when we get some snow, and then the next day it's 45, 50 degrees because it helps clearing it out and helps it melt. But if it's going to stay cold for days afterwards, these piles of snow and things like that are going to linger. Okay?
So stay off the roads. Any parking on side streets, try to take your cars off the streets.
Yep.
And don't
Without
put
a
your
doubt.
front bumper over the white line at the end of your driveway and then complain because the plow came through and buried it.
Thank you, Ryan.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
And I will say the people that take the South Fork Commuter Connection should also stay alert. There may be impacts to the train service and the bus service. So again, I would watch the town website, look for South Fork Commuter Connection alerts. We do that as well.
Thanks for the update. We'll be in touch as the week, as it gets closer. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan.
It's already Thursday. All right, so I see that our highway superintendent and deputy superintendent are here. Are you here to give us an update?
In the exec session.
Can I ask you a question and put you on the spot? If there is a state of emergency declared and it allows us to plow private roads, what is your protocol on that? I understand, I believe town roads are first.
That's correct.
I just want to put it out there that we can plow private roads, but it's not
Only
the
during a state
priority
of
and it's not
emergency.
mandatory that we do it, correct?
Authorized to do it.
That's correct. Typically, the resolution, the state of emergency will read that they authorize us to do it. We need authorization by the town board. But I just want to mention that the private roads, up until the state of emergency, should be plowed by the residents themselves. So I always wonder, like, why we go from that 5 inches, who's plowing it, to, okay, it's 6 inches now, where's the highway department? Because you know, as soon as that resolution comes out or that letter
They
comes out.
don't plow.
They're calling, asking the highway department, hey, you didn't plow my road. So I would suggest if they have plows already in place, to use them. And after we get done with the town roads, if there's a road that hasn't been plowed, we would try to do our best to get there.
And you're just doing that to potentially help an ambulance get through. It's not to make it perfect for,
Exactly. We're just hoping that, God forbid, an ambulance or the fire truck or emergency vehicle has to get in there, we'll clear it so they can get down that road.
I just wanted to make that clear because I was getting phone calls and people think that it automatically means that they get the same service as town residents and they're in that priority list and they're
And again,
simply not.
typically, the letter, the order authorizes us, doesn't direct us. So, any other questions?
That's it. Thank you.
That's helpful.
And again, I was talking to Ryan earlier, it's gonna be spread out. I mean, so the crews will be working throughout the whole storm, plowing multiple times on the same street. It's not like we're gonna get dumped with 3 hours of 3 feet of snow. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and I do want to say, I received many positive feedback from the community. They're very pleased with what the crews have been able to do over the last couple of snowfalls. You're out there early, you get there before it really builds up, and we really appreciate your work and all the crews for staying out there and doing that.
I received a couple calls today, like, what are we doing to prepare? This is what we do. This is, So it was a coincidence, not like we were brainstorming, but we just had a delivery of salt. So the salt things, the barns are full. We're ready. All the trucks are going through the pit crew to make sure they're all up to date and everything's ready to go. And
All of the equipment's gassed up.
exactly. So we're ready.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charles.
All right, so how about some updates from our town council members? Tom Neely, what you got for us?
North Sea, the ramp to the beach at the end of North Sea Road is, those modifications to make that more accessible are underway. I want to thank Councilman Pell for, he's, turned over. I'm now handling North Sea CAC, so we had a meeting with them the other night. They were glad to get the update. There were some questions. I appreciate getting the plans and the update from Councilman Pell, and I know you guys are involved in that as well, the Highway Department. So I went up there the other day, and I must say I have to give credit to people that are out there working when it's 15 and 20 degrees outside. It's not an easy job, and you guys do it every day, and the crew that was up there the other day was working in that weather. So that's going forward and seems to be moving well. Also, Councilman Iacilli might want to talk about this, but we had the town board authorized the police department to purchase some software that's going to improve the ability to track speeding issues in the town. And more. And we sat in on a training session yesterday, and it is great technology and will help with speeding enforcement. And I think we may also be able to use it, flipping the coin from speeding to congestion. We may also be able to use it to track congestion issues and kind of quantify, efforts to alleviate the congestion and perhaps, persuade some of the outside agencies that we do have very serious congestion problems.
That's a great point.
Thank you, Tom.
So this week, I joined Councilwoman McNamara at the Hampton Bays American Legion, where we kicked off our Help Vets with Pets initiative. where we're collecting pet food and pet supplies for our veterans in need. We're also teaming up with the animal shelter and the West Hampton VFW. We appreciate Chris Teakle for his leadership with the animal shelter. He's a great executive director. He's very committed to our animals and protecting them and helping them. And we're building bridges. We're building bridges in particular with the animal shelter, animal advocates, as well as our veterans. And really pleased to announce, I think next Thursday, the Hampton Bays American Legion is going to be handing out some food, and they're having a drive for veterans at the Hampton Bays American Legion. It's Thursday, January 29th from 11 to 1. So if you can get down over there to the Hampton Bays American Legion, they're also going to be handing out dog food. So, really helping to supply folks in need, in particular our veterans. Really proud of that work, and I really appreciate working together with Cindy on that.
And you brought your new little pup. I
She
saw.
held her first press conference.
Very cute dog. Very cute dog. And me and Councilman Pell attended the Hampton Bays CAC last night and talked about a couple of issues that the community wanted to bring up, and mostly issues related to quality of life things. I will say the planning board application about the Quag Sinclair propane facility was brought up. Obviously a planning board matter, but we are directing them to the planning board to understand the process and how to, engage with, if, need be going forward. So, and that's all I have for today.
Thank you. That's good stuff. I don't have anything in particular to report on this week, so I'll hand it over to Bill.
Well, I can't really take credit for the North Sea, under the road there and the ramp down to the beach. I want to take a little credit because I helped push the permitters along in a couple of departments. That was mainly the highway. Charlie and Mark, they do a wonderful job. They did, last Friday, they put, I think, 9 or 7 for water quality projects in to help fix end of the roads, septic, drainage, 2 or 3 in Hampton Bays, the others are scattered around the town. Then in Hampton Bays parking lot, the post office, that's going to go out to bid on February 24th. And the police department building upgrades to the HV and light and sail and roof and the odds ends there, that goes out to bid on February 24th. A couple of people ask about that. And unfortunately with the snowstorm, that's going to be behind on our project in West Hampton at the senior center a couple of weeks with the snow. Hopefully the snow doesn't last around so they can continue up there. That's it.
You're putting your first meeting in jeopardy.
It is a lot of pressure. Starting to stress me out about that.
Well, thank you, Bill. Cindy?
I had, Tuesday night, I had a meeting with the Flanders Riverside Northampton CAC. They have become a very, very active group. They added some new members from all the different areas, so it's nice to see a broad representation of all of the areas of those hamlets. They were happy to hear that I had told them that the board was committed to having a public outreach event for the sewage treatment plant, that we would be reaching out to residents and having our own, unaffiliated with any organization meeting for the community.
Yeah, we may
They
have that in the
actually-
auditorium so we can use the whole space.
Yeah, and they
Lots of
actually
people come.
offered to go door to door to make sure residents were aware of it when we get that date.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, they've been really good. They've been following up on things and, really trying to make a dent in, there's people that complain about things in their areas, and these individuals are actually actively out there trying to make things better. So I want to thank them for that.
Good, excellent. All right, well, if there's no other comments, then I move to go into executive session for personnel, litigation, confidential legal advice, and then close the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thanks, everyone.